said if you ain't first, you're last.
Hell yeah, now we got business.
Crack some packs.
Hey, are you guys friends? Maybe.
Oh my fucking god!
Hello, everybody out there in TV land, and welcome in. Completely forgot to get the transition set up, but that's okay. First, that's right, we got Ram Romero coming in with first. If you're not first, you're last. Great to see you out there, Ram, and both times crack some facts. Buddy, 18 fucking months, let's go. Thank you so much for the support, Bo. So good to see you out there in TV land. Soldier, good to see you out there in TV land. Welcome in. Yes, we have got some Lorcana to look at tonight.
How you guys doing? By the way, Default Dan's here. Say hi to the folks in TV land, Default.
What is up, everybody in the TV land? I'm excited, man. We got GC James over here with the Lorcana bug, and it's gonna be a fun stream.
So, funny enough, Ram's in chat. Those who don't know, and I think everybody in chat probably does know, me and Ram Romero are getting married next year. And we talked on the phone yesterday, and we talked about a lot of stuff. And we had the conversation of Lorcana come up, and I was about to tell her, hey, by the way, I bought more. But then the conversation conveniently changed, and we never circled back around to it. So this is a little surprise for her too.
It was on sale. It was on sale.
It was on Supercell. It was on Supercell. Like, they don't sell boxes at less than 100. So yeah, that's the idea, guys. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday, getting ready for 4th of July, getting some grilling going. We've got some friends and things that we're going to go hang out with. Make sure you stay safe. Keep all 10 of your fingers. But yeah, tonight we're just going to do some pack openings, hang out with Default Dan. He's going to capture some recording just to get some B-roll footage and other things of cards and pack openings because, hey, we got him. Might as well record doing it. So, Level, so good to see you out there in TV land, Level. Yo, and Zotrex, welcome in, welcome in. Which, by the way, you might notice, I gotta get him, but us until Arcana, yeah. Yo, V-Corn. Yo, thanks for the follow, V-Corn. I'm pretty sure you came in with the follow, getting us closer to our follower goal. So good to see you out there in TV land. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're ready to look at some Lorcana cards. Any rumors about the set after Shimmering Skies yet? Not a clue, Level. Not a clue. Maybe Dan has a clue. That seems intense. I mean, Shimmering, it's not even out yet, right? August 9th for local game stores?
We just started getting some spoilers from the set over the last week or so, but yeah, no rumors about the next one. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, I'm hoping we're gonna get Big Hero 6 soon. Cause I'll get them all.
Yo, Cardi Sin, good to see you out there in TV land. Always Lorcana, even though you're quiet for these streams. Yeah, dude, Lorcana it's a fun one. It's a fun one. And we appreciate our lurkers around here, Cardi. We do. And yeah, Ram sleeved quite a few, double sleeved quite a few of the collection.
You just gotta squish them. You just gotta squish them.
Yeah, no, I did the squishing. Yo, Zotrex, we appreciate our lurkers around here. Thank you so much, bud. Collect those channel points. Use them for voice modifications later. Oh, which reminds me, guys, all the voice modifications should be turned off on their channel points. If I missed one, just don't use it. Don't use it. You can fish, you can chat. That's not going to mess up the recording at all, but it'd be a little awkward if we're just like piglets right in the middle of it or anything. So, all right, cool. Double checked on that. Yo, thank you, Zotrex. All right, which I think I want to do Ursula's Return first.
All right, let's do some Ursula's Return. Let me pop up our list. And as you're getting that set up, Ursula's Return, just so for anybody watching, listening in, it is essentially the newest set. Shimmering Skies comes out next month. But this month, this is the newest set. You're looking for Diablo. Diablo is one of the best cards in the game, let alone the set. It's almost a $45 card, which is surprising. This card was $60 like 3 weeks ago. So we're down to 45. If you don't have your play set, I
don't.
I think this card will go to like high 30s, like $40, high 30s. I think that's where it'll settle. Next card you're looking for is Sisu. Sisu is an $18 card. And then Yin Sid is a $11 card. Everything
and that's
beyond that's under 10.
That's the same Yin Sid that comes in the Deep Trouble pack.
Yeah, same character, same card. The frame is different, so it doesn't have the little tentacle frame on it. That one is, I think, like $12, and this one's $11. So if you want the fancy frame, it's an extra $1.
Yeah, yo, Prashan, good to see you out there in TV land. Welcome in, welcome in. Level, I'm telling you, bud, I really recommend getting Ursula's Deep Trouble. The 2 decks that come in there are stronger than any other starter's deck that I've played, and I think Dan can back me up. Any other starter deck that they sell, and then on top of that, you get the 1-player, 2-player, 3-player cooperative mode. So you get actual PvP decks that are going to work well. You get that Yinsen card. That card again alone is like $12 because it comes from the Deep Trouble one instead of a regular pack. So even though it's, I think it's around $60 to $75 MSRP.
Yeah, I think it's $59.99. So if you can find it at your Targets and things like that, it'll be that price.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, LGSs are going to mark that up a little bit, but I would say they're fairly easy to find. Like you just have to hit the Targets a couple different times, but you should be able to find one.
Yeah, the one I picked up was actually in that game store for 3-4 weeks, maybe even longer, because I was thinking about it for that long, and it never sold. So then I got into Lorcana, and I was like, oh, I bought a box of Lorcana. I should buy the Deep Trouble. Yeah.
The good thing about it is it's replayable. So every time you play it, it feels different. And it's difficult depending on the level, because there's different levels that you can play it on, whether it's easy, medium, hard, or extreme. And then it encourages, again, multiplayer. You can play it by yourself, but it encourages multiplayer. Also, when you get to like hard and extreme, it encourages you using your own deck. Yeah. So these starter decks are great, but then it encourages you to say, okay, modify those decks and or bring something else.
Specifically to battle Ursula, right? Something that may not even be good PvP, but like actually target Ursula down now that you've learned how the boss deck plays. To Havoc, so good to see you out there in TV land. Good luck with Elsa tonight. Or no, good luck pulling an Elsa tonight, to Havoc. Are you pulling card packs too? Wait, to Havoc, you've got packs as well out there in chat?
If he's going after an Elsa, it sounds like he's got some first chapter packs.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, we can always, if we go to Target, we can pick up a couple of packs for him. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you didn't see, again, I'm going to plug myself a little bit too, but over on the Inkcast YouTube channel, if you're wanting to open packs and play, we have a video called Double Trouble, which is kind of a new format that they're doing at some of the events. So myself and Prashan and myself and Brad, we played that where you actually both take 2 packs, open them up, smash the cards together, and use that as a deck. It's a lot of fun. It's also a fun way to open packs because then you're seeing the cards as you're playing, and you can kind of get surprised at what you hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you onto the screen now. There we go. I just realized that I don't have you on, so I could probably get this down.
Yeah.
Because also you're not capturing from my my stream either way, right? So we've got really good stuff going on here. Yeah. We just won't face each other. That's okay.
It's all good. We'll both look opposite ways. We'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. So yeah. Ursula's Trove.
And then level one other thing. So Deep Trouble also, like we said, encourages multiplayer, but with set 5 next month, they have a new product that's coming out. I think it's gonna be $19.99 usually, or $14.99.
The gateway.
But it is, Yeah, the gateway. So it's going to actually teach you how to play the game a little bit more. So it's more family friendly or younger kids friendly because it kind of really holds your hand. Learning Lorcana, you're going to play with like a 30 card deck. After a game, it'll tell you what cards to add to the deck. So that's a good way to kind of get in there. And I'll also say one other thing that I love about Lorcana again, I come from TCGs. I've played Magic for over 20 years. I played Dragon Ball Super. I played, Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit, Pokemon a little bit, not much, but just a little bit, but dabbled in a lot of different TCG games. And what's nice about this one is like going to these tournaments, you see kids of all ages. I literally at the 2,000 person tournament in Atlanta, like the big tournament, I met a mom with her 8-year-old daughter who was playing in the tournament. Like her mom and her daughter were playing, which you don't typically see that in Magic and other Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. So it's really cool because it's very, a broad spectrum of everybody who's playing the game, which is just a cool thing.
All right. Let's get into this.
All right, man. Let's get it.
Are you recording? Do you want to cut and start so it's easier to
I'll
push through?
I'll stop now and then I'll start the recording and you're good to go.
Cool. So we've got the Lorcana Ursula's Return Illuminator's Trove. I was able to find this for $52. I looked up the Ursula Return packs and they're running at about $6 a pack. And there's 8 of them in here.
Yeah.
The way I see it, I spent $4 for the extra things that are inside. What do we've got in here? We've got, of course, the storage box, 6 damage counter dice. So there's actual dice in here, which I think is really nice. A lore counter, so I don't have to use the playmats anymore, which I'm really happy with. The 8 booster packs, as discussed. And then I'm actually disappointed with this, Dan. The 6 card dividers being by rarity, like I think no collector, no player is sorting their card collection in that order. You are
only bulk.
Only bulk, right? So they're pretty. I'll use them, but not for their intended purpose, by all means.
Yeah, in the Into the Inklands Trove, so the set 3 Trove, it actually was the first time they gave you the dividers, and it actually was the color dividers. So you got one of each color. And this one, I guess they just wanted to try something different, and they did the rarity. And I believe what they spoiled for the next set, it'll be going back to the color.
Interesting. Hey, Timmy, good to see you out there in TV land.
But I 100% agree with you. Nobody sorts by rarity outside of bulk and trade.
Yeah.
Where you say, like, here's all my rares. But even then, I still sort by color because somebody's looking for a specific card.
Yeah.
Which would drive them to a color. So
I was considering maybe using them for my foils, but it feels extremely overkill because I don't have that many foils. But I guess we'll get 8 more tonight. All right. Well, let's see about one of these. Now, I'm almost tempted to try to do this so pristine because I've seen even the empty boxes go on eBay for well, not go, but I've seen them listed for $4 or $5, which blows my mind because there's no actual product inside.
It's the storage. People like to use these for storage. And what's crazy when you say $4 or $5, the set 1 Trove, which are very hard to get, the first chapter Troves, they're like $300 and something sealed. But even the empty boxes are $40 something for the empty box because of collectors wanting to put them on shelves or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me.
No.
Yeah,
which they did just announce that they are going to have some of those at Gen Con. I have no idea where they've been hiding them, but they will have some of the first chapter Troves at Gen Con.
Okay. Interesting little pack of material, I guess, to keep it from shaking around when you're picking it off the store shelf. I do like this box. I didn't realize that this box was going to come with it until I got it home and actually looked at the full bit. This is a nice little card box. Very happy with this. All right, so here are our 8 packs. Ooh, and our 6 dice. Okay, these are kind of nice. I like them. Colored after Ursula. Nice blues and purples. I guess it looks more red and green on the camera, but to me they're blue, they're purple and green.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. I'll put those in the bottom of one of my satin towers later.
Because I have not opened a Trove yet. I have one on the shelf. I just haven't opened one. How do the dice feel? Are they like weighted, or they feel pretty?
Oh, they feel
light.
I think they're pretty. They feel pretty light. They don't, they don't seem too terribly bad.
Yeah.
The color in there looks good. They are translucent-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of like that in dice because solid colored dyes can hide imperfections inside of them that could end up being weighted. They don't feel too weighted. We got 3 2s and 2 3s and a 1, but I mean, random is random.
Yeah. It's just more of like some dice are just like solid, thick. Like when you roll them, they have some heft to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes dice are very super light plastic. So we're just curious.
Yeah, I would say that these are. I feel like these are a little bit light on the lighter side. I've got some Chessex right behind me. Let me grab some Chessex and compare them against like the brand.
Yeah. Yeah. So Boat, as far as when did GC start playing? Probably the last month or so. I know we've been talking in the background a lot about Lorcana. He's been curious, watching videos and stuff like that. But we kind of made him, or we didn't make him, but he took the leap, about a month ago or so.
Oh yeah, these are on the light side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely on the light side.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a curiosity.
Yeah, absolutely. There are the Chessex.
Yeah.
Oops.
And Timmy,
there's the Trove.
This is default Dan.
But I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad, but they're definitely on the light side. I'll just go ahead and put them in the satin box now. Boom, in the collection. Out of the Trove into the collection. Oop.
I also like that they're numbered. Only because like I like the pips. I like the the dots on the dice, but specifically for Lorcana, when you're adding damage and stuff like that, just seeing the number to me is just a little bit easier than any kind of confusion of was that a 5 or a 4 or something like that, right? So
yeah, there's none of that split second math of like, oh, there's 5 pips, that's a 5. You just see the numeral. This I am honestly really happy about. Having a tracker like this. I don't know where the middle of the frame is. Because I don't, the little plastic play mats that come with the starter set, I'm not happy with those at all. And this feels very solid. I mean, it is basically just cardboard, but this feels good. This feels like it will hold up.
I see a lot of people using them. Because the thing is, like, there is an app, and the app has a tracker on it. But if you're at tournaments, a lot of tournaments will not let you have a digital, like phone or anything on the table.
Look at that. Perfectly fit in the satin tower bottom. That had to have been engineered. They know what products hold decks, Yeah. All right. And then our amazing card dividers.
Once you get to once you decide that like you're all in on Lorcana and you have so much product and you want to, do your stuff, I'll send you the link of who I go to for Etsy to get all my dividers.
Oh yeah.
So
these are all right. They're,
they're like a hard cardboard, aren't they?
Yeah. They're all right. They're about, I don't know, maybe twice as thick, maybe 3 times as thick as like just one of their cards. And nothing to write home about, but we've got them. All right. And then, of course, the big gamble. What we're looking for here. Market value 48. Spent value 52 to get the Trove. So we got some bonuses here. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We got 8 packs here that we're going to open. If you want, pause the video, go down. Are we going to get above the market value here, or will we end up below? You know, either way, I don't have a whole lot of Ursula Return myself. Still trying to build the collection, so I'm sure I'm going to get some cards that I haven't had yet.
Mm-hmm. And like we said, you're looking for Diablo. That's the #1 card you want to hit. Sisu following that. There's some other good cards in here. You've got Yensid, like we said, $11. Ursula, the big Ursula, which is also the promo for the championships. That one's about $8.50, somewhere around in there. Flynn Rider, being used in all the decks everywhere. It's only a rare, but it's everywhere. It's a $5 card. And Mulan, like you have in your other Illuminator's Quest, that card is about $4.50, somewhere around in there. So still a lot of good cards that can give you some value out of here. But of course, if you hit the Diablo, we're good.
Okay. Honestly, a lot of these I do not have yet. And then, of course, we've got our big 3 of interest. Tuk Tuk, Prince Philip, and a foil Magic Broom. Yo, let's go. I'm happy with a foil Magic Broom.
Which Magic Broom is that? Is that a 1-drop Magic Broom?
3-drop.
3-drop? Okay. The 1-drop's more played, even though it's common. But and yes, bow times. These are Disney characters, and if you don't know, Diablo is the Raven that's always Maleficent. So now you know.
There are so many of these character cards that I do not know who they are.
I've learned my Disney trivia character stuff from playing so many Disney games, playing Disney Sorcerer's Arena, RIP, it's gone now, Mirrorverse, and now back into Lorcana. So
all right, eyeballing the commons and things here.
Yep. All right. So Fortisphere that you just passed.
Oh yeah.
That is used in all of the blue steel decks.
Okay.
It's literally play this card, draw a card, and then Hiram can blow it up and draw 2 more cards. So
I think I've got a couple more of those, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the collection already.
Yeah.
I think I have one of these in the collection. I don't have this Bruno yet.
Bruno's okay.
Oh, okay, Bruno's Return foil. It'll focus in. It might not.
Yes, blue is still a really good color combination. Let's see, you got Bruno. Bruno is 75 cents.
That's not bad.
We're not far off. We're making some money slowly.
And to be honest, I don't have all the puzzle pieces yet, so hopefully I'll end up with all of those. All right, Eric.
Yeah, there's 9 in this one. The other one's only had 4.
Another Fortisphere. Let's go. I think I'm close to a play set now, honestly. Donald. LS Legacy can't. Okay, Ursula's Lair, isn't this? Maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
No, you're thinking of Castle. It's in the other set that you're gonna be opening in a minute.
And then Isabel.
So
Foil.
Isabel is not that pricey, but she's 22 cents. But I think she's one of the cards that people are potentially sleeping on. I don't know if she'll be like top meta deck, but definitely like a tier 2 card that can be pretty good.
All right, on to the next one.
And yes, Havoc, Mirrorverse had a lot of potential. I used to make content for that game, and it was fun. It was a gotcha. A lot of money.
All right, do you have a tip for opening packs? Because I have not figured out a consistent technique yet.
No, usually it's just that back flap. I just pull. I'm not the best at opening either, though.
All right, there's our 3. Hans, Gustin, a Plank, a Magic Broom, the Fates, A Mickey Mouse. Okay, another Mulan. All right, getting close to a place set on Goofy. I think that's either my second or third.
Goofy and Rapunzel. I know Rapunzel's not too big there. That Belle is starting to get play now. See, Goofy is 58 cents, so we're going up. We're going up.
All right.
That's Belle. Belle foil is $1.60.
Okay.
$1.60, not too bad. She's a card since Spessy. I know we all know Spessy. Just took down one of the media events and had that card in his deck. So,
oh, that's good. I actually wanted to build that deck, so that goes a long way for me.
Yeah, one of the best budget decks out there.
I think that might be my fourth theme.
Yeah, that Pegasus, that big Pegasus you just went through was a good one too.
Oh yeah?
It's at the back of that pack. Yeah, it's a really good card. Triggers Bucky. It's evasive, and it can shift and get out really quick. And if it gets shifted to the little Pegasus, it gives everything evasive. So,
well,
good.
okay. We got look at this family. Hey, a Piglet.
Let's see.
Foil
Piglet was
Under the Sea.
Okay.
I like the art on this one, especially.
All right, so Piglet is $1.59.
Whoa, hello Piglet.
So it's got some value there.
He goes for 3 lore. I could see him being really good.
Look at this family. It's only 23 cents. That's kind of I would say the downside in general with Lorcana. I don't think it's a bad thing, but because of the enchanteds really driving the prices of these packs and stuff, usually most of these sets have about 2 to 3 cards that are worth money, and then a lot of the other cards are pretty undervalued.
But hey, I got to start with 60 cards in my deck, so
yeah. So there's Little Pegasus. That's a good one.
Yeah, get a little combo action going. All right, and Triton. Raya, Unstoppable Force. Ooh, little hollow.
Okay.
First aid action.
Triton, that's the champion of Atlantica?
Yeah, no, the Discerning
No, that's
King.
the other Triton.
Yeah.
It's the worst Triton. 30 cents.
Hey, still more than a quarter.
Yeah.
All right, 2 packs left.
And again, when we look at prices, all it takes is somebody to come up with a deck and start to use the cards, and it'll drive up the price. So
right, things change quick.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Dolores, Tor, Seldom All They Seem. We got one of those earlier. Non-foil first aid. Fauzal. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm over 4 with him now. Another Mickey Mouse showing up. And then Raja, Royal Protector. Mrs. Pot, Enchanted Teapot. Hey, and a foil high. Bumbling Rooster.
Your favorite card.
Interesting. Face down and ooh.
He's a card that a lot of people had spec'd on when he first was spoiled, but I haven't seen too many people use him just yet.
All right, our last chance for an enchanted out of this trove.
That's all you need, man. One enchanted
Just one.
Pays for it all.
Just one.
Diablo Enchanted would be even better.
Oh, God. That's the wrong Diablo, right?
Yeah, that's the little drop. Diablo.
It goes in that deck, though, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
All right. Trident, Flounder, Avalanche, Ursula's Garden. Don't think I've had that yet. Prince Philip, he's got 3 lore on him, 9 cost, but he is inkable, thank God. Shift 6.
He's shiftable. Yeah. So he's only 23 cents, but I played against that card. The card is really good because isn't that when he like everything that's exerted or whatever dies?
Everything that has damage on it is banished.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like a blue-green deck where he shifted on the other Prince Philip.
And then our foil, Daisy Duck. That's nice art too. So honestly, the Lorcana art has grown on me.
Yeah.
It has grown on me. I didn't like it at first, but then actually picking up the cards, I'm starting to see its potential.
Yeah.
Or no, its attraction.
And they have a lot of different artists that work on the different sets and things. So again, it may be that you find a particular artist, you like their style over another one. And I know that they bring certain people back for different sets. And then again, there's certain people that do a lot of the same character. So yeah, I'd agree with you. There's some of it I'm just like meh about. And then I feel bad for some of the artists that get the meh cards, like the wall. Somebody literally was like, hey, this is the card you get. Go draw a wall.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you work with what you got.
You can probably fit two rows of cards in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not bad. All right, well, there we go. You'll run the numbers. We'll find out if it was above or below, but for me, it's definitely good because again, I don't have a whole lot of a base collection yet. I'm definitely going to switch into purchasing singles here in a little bit, but I really enjoy opening packs, and there's that chase for an enchanted that I'm still going after. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Prashan has opened 2 or 3 so far. I have 0. Brad has opened 1. So
wow, I didn't realize you haven't opened an enchanted yet.
I don't open a lot of packs. So I go the singles route for most of what I do. I am going to be opening more packs for content and things like that, but I typically don't open a lot of packs.
All right. Very nice. All right. Well, now we've got the box. Let me see where
Into the Inklands.
Where the stream stuff's at. Okay, we still got a good time before the ad.
Yeah, so bow times, just to let you know, what is an enchanted? Enchanteds are a special art that they do with so many cards. So each set, I think, has anywhere from 10 to 12 different enchanted cards where they take a card from the set, they give it a new art, as well as like it has its own foiling style. So it's just very different. And they're like 1 in 4 boxes is usually the hit rate on them. Again, you can be lucky, you cannot be lucky, but that's about what they are. And so like, for instance, the Elsa Enchanted from the first set is well over $1,000. But again, there's some newer enchanteds that are like $50 to $100. But the idea is that card will only have that one enchanted art and never get reprinted or anything, and it's only in that particular set. So yeah, it should keep its value. So it's one of the most sought after kind of cards there. I'll grab one card real quick.
Oh yeah, because I think he's got promo cards.
Now I don't
that look like
so
kind of like enchanteds.
Yeah, so I haven't opened an enchanted, but I did win the set championships last set. Hopefully I'll win again. And they have a special card that is an enchanted. So this is the Enchanted Stitch Rockstar. It's in a case, so it's extended or whatever, but essentially that the way the foiling and everything is as how like an enchanted would be. So it's different art, it's foil and shiny, and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully GC will crack one on the stream and be able to show you one of them.
God, I hope.
Yeah.
God, I hope. Right, because
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I got into this by doing that old Pokemon collection and trading that in. Which, by the way, Swampy Style, good to see you out there in TV land. Welcome in. 18 Enchanted set 3 with them adding locations. So yeah, Enchanteds are there's not many of them. But yeah, if I can hit an Enchanted, I think that resets me back to like investment 0, right? Like I break even again, because like I consider the Pokemon card trade in to be basically free. And then even purchasing like the shields, the dragon shields, outs and inners, perfect fits. That was all like points and things like that. So
yeah.
An Enchanted would put me back down at 0 and make me feel really good.
It may not be this set, but maybe next set we can get you to win a store championship, and then you can get whatever the card's going to be. Like right now, it's about to be Ursula, and you can sell those. As you saw, Havoc just said, he'll give me $300 for the Stitch, set you back even just by winning a couple of those. So
right.
And as far as my Stitch, if I would have gotten to play in more, I would probably have more Stitches, and I would definitely sell one. But I only got to play in one event because it was only 2 weekends, and the other weekend we were on vacation. So I only got to play in one event. I got my Stitch. I got my championship play mat. So we're going to hold on to those. But hopefully with Ursula, I'm playing in 3 events. So hopefully that'll equal 3 Ursulas. At least 2. I want to get 2 so I can do something with one of them. But
yeah, I'm kind of with you. If I was to get one of those, like it's a badge, it's a trophy. You know, it's one that because it's a badge and trophy, it will appreciate. It will be one of the longest lasting bits in the collection. And then when the collection's gone, maybe it goes. But
yeah, I mean, they're only going to go. The thing is, they only give out so many. So eventually, they're going to be harder to find. Especially with Stitch being the very first one, is going to be harder. But yeah, we were joking if between all of us, if we win like 5 or 6 Ursulas between myself, Prashant, and Brad, then maybe we'll do some kind of giveaway with one of them. But
yeah,
I don't know. Can't guarantee it, but maybe.
Yeah, you guys joked about that in the podcast, I think. The Inkcast podcast, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
as far as what deck I'm thinking, I got a video coming out tomorrow with the top 6 decks. And I know us 3, we're going to be taking one of those decks each to the tournament. So, the Inkcast. Check it out on YouTube.
There it is. We can go ahead and pin that into chat while we're at. And yeah, Swampy Style is looking to know what kind of deck are you thinking about playing in the set championship.
Yeah, so like tomorrow I've got the video coming out with the top 6. I'm between either Bucky, so Emerald Steel Bucky, or maybe the super budget deck that's on the list tomorrow, which is the Amethyst Steel. It's actually got my changes, so it's not exactly Spessie's list.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit better than Spessie's list. Not to take away anything he did. I think it's another $1 or so cheaper. It's $150. So if you think of competitive decks, that's the cheapest you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I reckon like the 150, like I think something like 135 of that is all in like 3 cards because you get 4 of them each. So like you're not gonna bring it down too much cheaper because like that package is a package, you know.
Yeah. The other upside to some of these decks is like, and again, even if you're looking at like red purple, which is like a $250 deck, or even blue red, which is like a $500 deck. The thing is, if you've been playing since the beginning, it's usually only 2 or 3 additional cards that are changing in these sets. So like if you've been playing for a while, it's not that big of an investment because you've already been investing through the process. And what I love about the Amethyst Steel deck is like it's the Mim package, the Merlin package. Like that has been good for 2 sets now, and it's not going away. It's a great package. And then it allows you to build that package and then go, okay, well, maybe I want to look at Ruby, which is 250. And so you go like, all right, I already have the purple cards. I just want to reshift the red cards a little bit. So you have these like stepping stones is the way I look at it. Once you do red, purple, then you've got the red cards that you can go, well, maybe I want to look at red, blue a little bit or whatever. So it's just finding what you're comfortable with and kind of going through there. But yeah, I'm hoping the video tomorrow helps people because it does break it down more based on price than like tier list. Because again, we can all say this deck is S tier and this one's A tier, but realistically, anything that's above like B or above can win you one of these events.
Yeah.
So I look at it more of like the cost, you know?
Yeah, no, I really agree with that too. Like you can pick up an S tier deck and completely just like, it doesn't matter what game it is. You can just completely lose everything or lose every match just because you don't know how to pilot it, or it's not your style to pilot, any number of that. So it's really more important to be comfortable with the deck you're piloting. And if it's like, if right now, like the whole stepping stone bits on the decks that cost, if they're actually kind of stepping stoning like that, that's just a cool part of the meta, right? But as far as like step stoning with the budget, so yeah, I really, we appreciate our lurkers around here, Boat. I really dig Lorcana. I'm really having some fun with it. Only again, we've only played some of the starter decks so far. And I've played with Ram and I've played against you. And then tomorrow, a buddy of mine, or I consider him a buddy of mine. I met him through Ram, so I haven't met him too many times. But anyhow, he used to play MTG Magic, so I'm gonna bring some decks and play with him tomorrow and teach him how to play.
Yeah, that'll be
That'll be fun.
And he'll probably be able to pick it up pretty quickly too.
Right. Yeah, it really it reminds me a lot of just Hearthstone. Like it feels like Hearthstone, except with the exerted rule. You can only attack creatures that have already exerted themselves and taken action.
Yeah.
That feels like the only addition.
And I think that's the good part about it. Like, because again, coming from Magic is super complicated. The different card types, all the different nuances, the rules, the stack. Like, again, when you play and you're into the weeds, you know it. But when a brand new player comes in, like, I couldn't imagine being like, I'm going to pick up Magic right now. And then being like, okay, here's an instant. Here's a sorcery. Here's a creature. Here's a land. Okay, I get that. Well, here's an enchantment. Okay. Well, here's an artifact. Okay, here's a planeswalker. Here's exile compared to your graveyard. Like, there's so many nuances to it. But, like, Lorcana is so much more simple. And I don't have to worry about you, like, countering stuff. Like, I can just play my turn. And I don't have to worry about the fact that you may do something in response of what I'm doing. And I think that is one of the greatest things about Lorcana. Yeah, no, and kind of a great thing about Hearthstone as well. I really do like Magic, and it kind of makes playing Magic Arena just such a pain because if you set it to just be like, oh, automatically skip when I don't have an action to do, that's so competitively bad. Right? Because in Magic, sometimes I just need you to think that the one card I have in my hand is going to stop you. I need you to think that. So if it's automatically passing when it can't, your digital opponent knows it immediately. I don't want to bash Magic too terribly much. It is the staple beginning TCG, right? And so like it's gotten power creep and format creep just to like innovate and be there. And that was a big reason why, like, also if you look at the prices of MTG decks, Magic decks, but also just like one of the reasons why I wanted to get into one of the newer TCGs that's just now rolling out, because we have time before all the format and power creep happens. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing that's really nice is sure, there's some like top tier decks out there, but like there's other people that just they make their own homebrew and they do so well with it. Like at the last championship with Stitch, in the finals, I was playing a guy, again, a very, very good player, but he was playing a blue-green deck, which nobody plays blue-green, and he was beating people with it because they didn't know nobody knew what he was doing. So, you know, luckily I was able to win that match, but, you know, it just comes down to just building something and having fun with it. And I think that in these kind of situations, you can still get wins just because you know how to pilot your deck. So,
Yep. No, I completely agree.
yeah.
All
right.
Level, you got a good point.
You
got a good point. You do have to create your own mana. You don't get immediate mana like you do in Hearthstone. So maybe it's those two things, but just the concept of the minion pieces, like Magic, I guess a big part of the bit, right? Lorcana, when you go to challenge, you choose your opponent, you challenge your opponent. In Magic, like you attack the opponent and the opponent chooses where that damage gets directed. You know, either it's into a creature or you take it to the face or whatever. And that always felt really like, I don't know. It doesn't feel as friendly to me to a newcomer coming into a game because again, it's a lot like with the instance that happened during your turn, but it takes a lot of agency out of your decisions when you're playing. Whereas again, Lorcana, you have the agency of every decision that you make. Anyway, let me run a 3-minute ad just so that we don't have ads during content, and I can run through the restroom real quick. So we will be right back. Dan, I don't know if you want to step away and take a break as well, or are you just okay? Well, I'll just leave the subscribers with you and anybody who doesn't get an ad. So I'll just run these. I'll be back between 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. So if you're a sub out there as these ads go through and you got questions or anything like that, let me know in the chat what your questions are about Lorcana, or anything. Again, just I'm here. We're just chatting. We're just hanging. So let's see. So the inking, I'm reading back through some of the chats here. Level. I agree with you on the fact that like you do have to think through your lines of what you're inking. It is different in Magic in that way. Magic in your deck, you actually build in your lands and things like that. Whereas here it feels different. It's more like Dragon Ball Super, where some of your cards are inkable, some are not, and then you have to decide what you're inking each turn. So it is like the land cards, but the nice part about it is there's no like sideboard, which some people argue there should be sideboards. I'm fine with no sideboards for now. And you just build that within your deck. Make sure they're inkable, so if you don't need them, you can throw them away, type thing. But I don't know. It'll be different. It'll be interesting to see what they do with actual hybrid cards later. Can you only ink one card per turn? Yes. So on your turn, you have the choice to ink only one card, unless you have cards that allow you to do more than one. So typically, Sapphire is about the only color that really does this. But you have cards like Bell that let you ink an extra card every turn. You have the Quill, where you can tap and ink anything from your hand into the inkwell without showing it. So there's a couple different ramp cards in blue that allow you to get more ink per turn. But outside of that, typical rules, one card can be inked per turn. All right, so starter packs. What packs are the best and easiest to intro people into? Definitely the any of the starter decks are going to be great. You just have to keep in mind set 3, so Into the Inklands, is when we introduced locations. So it is one new card type that shows up, and both of the Into the Inklands are pretty heavy in locations. So if I was starting somebody brand new to the game, I would probably start them with like a set 2 deck or a set 1 deck, so that you kind of learn and you don't have that one extra type of card. I'm actually working on a video now with my notes and everything of the starter decks ranked based on value, based on playability and things like that. And then we're also constantly doing, which eventually those will go out to, all the different battles between all of them to rank like which one's actually the best based on, you know, actually playing them as well. But yeah, I would say as far as the easiest ones, I would stick with kind of set 1, set 2, and then work your way into set 3, because set 3 will add that new card type of location. They're not very difficult, but it's just one extra thing you got to explain to a new person.
Good news on that.
Yep, anytime.
I've got the 3 set 1 decks on the way. And nice. I picked those up below market value.
Nice.
Through an offer at the guy, and he accepted it. So.
Those are good. Now the question is, do they have the pack in them or not?
Yeah. No. Okay. They're just no. Not they don't have the pack.
Just the deck.
It's just the deck.
Okay.
But yeah, I just looked up the market value of the cards in just the deck.
Okay. Perfect.
Got them below. Perfect. So no pack, no gambling.
That was the one thing that happened with set 1 and set 2 for a little while. Was so many people were just opening them, taking out of the packs, and just like setting the decks aside. Yeah. So people would sell the deck minus pack, but they would still put it at like $16. I'm like, you took the pack out, which is where all the value is. So I was just making sure. Yeah.
No, that was that to me was like, oh, this is better than if I single it out.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And there's some good cards in there. I mean, again. Set 1 has a lot of cards that were really good during set 1, and then they've just power crept out. But you know, Big Aladdin I still think he can show up at some point. Yeah. And then be a card to worry about again. So.
Yeah, and we learned locations when we were playing.
Yeah.
And then I got Dan to teach me. You can put as many cards in a location as you have.
Yeah, and you can have the same location twice as well. Some people were really confused when Lorcana came out to say, like, can I have 2 of the same cards on the board? Yes, you can. That doesn't matter. Name-wise, same thing goes for location.
All right. Do you want to do a cut if you haven't, and then we'll shoot this last opening?
All right. Cutting it now. Recording started, and we are good.
Alrighty, so we've got actually 2 boxes of Lorcana Into the Inklands. Found these in a hella sell on Amazon at $98, below $100 for a box. So I decided to go ahead, grab 2 of them. Now I'm not going to open both of them. We're only opening one of them today. The other one I'm just going to put on the shelf and let it sit for a rainy day. So I thought it'd be fun to just have our first bit of randomness be off of a die roll. And we'll find out odds are even, which ones we're picking up. Odds, evens, let's go. Oh, get over there. All right, that's a 2. That would be an even.
All right.
This one goes on the shelf.
Yeah, it goes on the shelf just like this shelf over here with all this stuff behind it.
I learned from the master, all right?
Yeah, I've actually kept 2 boxes of each set because at some point I can imagine us doing some kind of like chaos draft or something. Where you like take 1 pack of each set and have to draft it or something. I don't know. It's what we do with Magic, but
that'd be cool. I don't really know how to properly open this, and I don't think I really care. I know that these are supposed to also work as displays. Also, this is just too much fun, so I'm gonna have to do it. There we go.
Yeah, it's funny, but every set they've like changed how they seal them with either plastic wrap or like, you know, the tear off piece or wafer stickers, like all kinds of stuff. So one day they'll figure out what they like. All right, so as you're opening that first pack, we are looking for Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood. That's the #1 card of the set, followed by Ursula and Lucky Dime and Queen's Castle.
I forgot. I don't get to build a puzzle piece. This is when they introduce locations, so I get 1,000,000 instruction cards.
Yeah, so there's 4 unique instruction cards, but yeah.
All right. Foil Bernard.
All right, this is a foil rare.
I think I've got like 7 of these. Raleigh is so common in starter decks.
The other thing is in this set they introduced alternate art on cards. So it's only on one card. It's called Dalmatian Puppy. There's 5 different arts for that card.
Yeah, because in the starter deck you get all 5. You get 1 copy of each.
Yeah.
All right, Morph.
Okay, Morph.
Piglet.
And Piglet.
And Ariel.
Piglet is ooh, nice. All right, so Piglet is on the rise. Piglet is $1.75.
All right.
He's showing up in some decks. What was the other one? You had Morph.
Morph
is $1.66. It's also on the rise. Ariel is on the low end, but it is foil. Ariel foil is 85 cents.
85 cents. I'm gonna make a prediction here on Morph that he's gonna continue to rise with some of the shift cards that I've seen leaked out of the next set, and then after people get into it, it will either work, in which case it'll stabilize, or it won't, and he'll drop back down.
Yeah, I think honestly he's one of those cards. When he first was spoiled, he had a lot of hype around him. He died off really quickly. Just because you have to really want to also be playing green, but he is a very good shift target, like the Emerald Steel big, so like non-Bucky, and he does show up in some of the Bucky ones, but being able to get hit with or being able to be used with like the Beast and Robin Hood is a really good thing.
Again, I'm starting to really appreciate the art in Lorcana. That one really made me stop and look at it. All right. Gyro Gearloose, Pongo, and then Has Set My Heart.
Yeah, the only issue with Pongo is he's in the starter decks.
Yep.
So Pongo is 27 cents. And then, of course, the other one is way lower than that.
But hey, it's getting me closer to a play set of Pongo.
Yep. Yep. Pongo's shown up in a couple decks too, here and there. The Mufasa deck runs them.
Cusco's Palace. Mona, Born Leader. Stitch, Covert Agent. And a foil Nutsy.
Yeah. Both of those aren't too good. The Stitch is in the gift set, and the Moana is in the... But I'm seeing you open a lot of staples. So I've seen a small Robin Hood, which are 4 of in all the steel decks, and some other cards. So
yeah, again, this is I don't have a collection yet, so this is a
Smee
way.
Is a good one.
Oh yeah, he does the pirate shenanigans.
He's in every
right?
He's in every steel deck.
So yeah, able to build up my collection a bit. Scrooge McDuck. All right, come on. He's the richest duck in the world. He's got to be worth something.
He is also in the starter deck.
Oh.
So
4D foil Dalmatian puppy.
Okay. A foil Dalmatian puppy maybe worth something later.
Right.
With time.
Be fun to have a full set of all 5 alt.
Mm-hmm. And they keep a little bit of value just because so many people want to get 99, because technically you can have 99.
Right.
The foils are like 70 cents to
Not
90
bad.
cents, depending on the art.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, Ursula Sea Witch. Jafar Striking
Jafar
Illusionist.
was. All right, so Jafar is a $6.60.
Okay. That's a number.
And that is true. 6D, so 6.60.
Oh, okay.
But that's a card that was like $50 when the set first came out.
Oh, interesting.
So the way he works is if he is exerted and you draw a card, you gain lore. So there's a card called A Whole New World from set 1 that can be sung by Jafar. So when you sing it with Jafar, he taps, you discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So literally you gain 7 lore off of doing that one action. So it's always been around as a little combo.
Pluto. A full strike good match. And then Fang River City.
Yeah, not too much. Strike a Match has been in and out of decks a lot. Pluto was in decks right when it first came out, and then he disappeared. So he's 16 cents. Fang is 41 cents.
All right. Marry as well.
Low.
Aerial
Another
Adventurer
Aerial?
Collection. All right. Another foil.
Yeah, so both of those are still a little low. Now he's 15 cents. All it takes is one good pull, though.
This is true. And I mean, at 98, I'm going to find it, especially with the fact that I just kind of need cards as well. So this is just beneficial. Another Rolly. But yeah, one good pull. And considering it was all for 98, shouldn't be too hard to break even on.
Yeah.
Oops. Put those cards in with the instruction cards.
Yeah, everybody was sad when they didn't have the puzzles. Like, everybody complained about the puzzles during set 1 and 2. Like, these are dumb. Like, this should just be a card. And then you didn't get puzzle pieces, and everybody's like, I want my puzzle pieces back.
Bell's House. Alice, T. Alchemist. And then a not so sharp shooter.
Yeah. You did have a Chernobog's follower earlier. Just for reference, it's an uncommon, but it's $1.36.
Oh.
So there are a couple uncommons that are actually worth more than some of the rares and things. And any of the Dalmatian puppies, even non-foil, are like 70 cents.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we've had a handful of Dalmatian puppies, actually. $99 puppies. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a sneaky win.
Boss is on a roll. John Silver. And Patch. Foil
John
Patch.
Silver is 42 cents, but that card is scary good as well. If we ever get like a good location deck, like a couple more good locations, John Silver could spike in price.
Alrighty. Pride Lands, Jim Hawkins, and Diablo
you said Jim
Faithful
Hawkins?
Pet. Yep.
So Jim Hawkins is a $7.90.
All right, let's go.
Did Pride Lands drop? Pride Lands is 65 cents. That used to be a big card. There's a cool combination with Pride Lands, and the way it works, if you put a prince on it, all your cards cost one less.
Ooh.
And so like you have like Simba, Flynn, and a couple like 1 or 2 drop princes. And then you can play Rockstar Stitch that says whenever you play a 1 drop or 2 drop, you get to draw a card. So there's actually a combo where you put a prince on there and you just have a lot of like 1 and 2 drops. And literally you can like play your whole deck in one turn.
Wow. Might be a fun deck to build and just play with.
Mm-hmm.
The Bare Necessities. The
That
Sorcerer's
one is
Hat.
$1.50.
Oh, okay.
So Bare Necessities $1.50. It's a staple with Amber decks.
Oh. And then this is in a lot of the starter decks, right? So
yeah, it's a quarter.
It's not terrible.
It just hasn't seen too much play, but again, that's one of those cards where maybe next set, if we get a couple more good brooms, it could make a huge resurgence. All right,
and
so
along came Zeus.
$4 card, super staple, and Madame Medusa, $3.70. Those are 2 of the most played cards in Lorcana right now.
Oh, nice.
So even though they're not like
both
$40, they're huge.
Yeah, good for the play set. Both uninkable, which is interesting.
Yeah, so when it comes to Zeus, it's singable. Along came Zeus, so you can sing it, which makes it a little bit better. But it can do 5 damage to a creature or a location, so it really helps you in that. And then Medusa can, when she comes in the field, she kills anything with 3 power less, which you will find in Lorcana is like 80% of everything.
Right.
So she's a really good removal spell. Somebody asked in the chat, was Darkwing Duck in the set? He is not yet, but you just saw the Gizmo suit. All right, so Grandma Tala is a card. $2.50.
$2.50? Okay.
Yeah. And then the one before that was
Lucky.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, he's in one of the starters, right?
Yeah, I saw something else a couple cards back.
Take a look at the Gizmo suit since we're talking Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I don't know. What'd you spy?
Is that no? What is that? What is that purple card?
Oh, Iago.
Oh, it's Iago. Never mind. I thought I saw an uncommon in there somewhere that popped up on my radar. But Grandma Tal is being played in a handful of decks right now. So $2.50. She's a playable.
Hurt. Gustavo the Giant.
Yep.
Simba, Fighting Prince. And then Maui's Place of Exile foil.
The only reason that one doesn't get played, so that one's 67 cents as a foil. That one just doesn't get played because it doesn't give you lore at the beginning. That Simba's shown up in a couple decks here and there, but never really took off.
Again, another cool looking art.
Mm-hmm.
I really did not think I would turn around on the Lorcana art as much as I actually have.
Yeah, but boom, right there is a playable.
I think we may have ended up pulling, we'll check the video. We may end up pulling all 5 alt Dalmatians.
Yeah.
So we got Pyros, Magica Dispel, and a foil Robin Hood, but not the Robin Hood we're looking for.
Not the one we're looking for, but that one's still be pretty good. Foil Robin Hood's $2.
Okay.
Pyros is 20 cents. But you also had a Rise of the Titans, which is 17 cents. So again, I think at the $99 mark of this box, or 98 or whatever it was, like, I think you're going to easily break even with a lot of these playable cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Another Robin Hood. Not foil, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Bernard, Hades, and Adela Duck.
Yeah. Hades is another one of those where, like, if we get more Titans printed at some point, he could be really good. There's rumors that he could be one of the next, like, big bads in the story arc of Lorcana. So
yeah. Seeing a lot of the purple Diablos. Of course, these are Inklands. The Diablo in Ursula's Return being a high value card, but I can't help every time I see a Diablo thinking about it.
yeah, the Diablo that's valued, because I see that question in chat now. The Diablo that's valued is from the 4th set. It's a 3-drop emerald or green Diablo. So that Rafiki has some value to it. That's $1.
Okay.
$2. What was
Challenger
your foil?
3. The foil is Little John.
Okay. Yeah, so Rafiki is a staple in a lot of the control type decks as a quick 1-drop. And then again, Challenger means when they attack, whenever you attack, it gets plus whatever the Challenger is. So
yeah,
he's
it was either +2 or +3.
I think he's +3. And then because he's a 0/3, and then your Captain Hook is like a 1/2 that gets +2. That Talos actually played a good bit.
Grandma Tala.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's Tinkerbell. Then we've got an Audrey Ramirez, Treasure Guardian, and a foil Tanana's Palace. All right, 4 left.
There. Let's go. One big Robin Hood. That's what we want.
That's all we want.
Ursula's also good. Ursula's a $29 card. It's not as much as Robin Hood, but Ursula gets played in a lot of decks too.
Voyage. RLS Legacy?
Yeah, that one's down.
That's not the right Ursula.
There's your Ursula.
That's the Ursula?
That is the Ursula.
Let's go.
$29.
Nice. Yeah, I think with that it's pretty, and then we got our foil. I think with a $29 card popping up, I'm pretty sure the box is covered.
So the reason why that Ursula is so expensive is when she sings a song, you can essentially sing it twice. So the song has to cost 3 or less, but there's so many good spells, like all your removal spells are 3-drops. Friends on the other side. So, pay 3, draw 2 cards. Literally, it's sing with this, draw 4 cards.
That's pretty sweet.
Really, really good card.
Such. I think I got more than a playset of this in this box, which is okay. It's a common. Those things can happen.
Yeah, kit that you passed was a playable. Maui's fish hook, probably $1 or so. Oh, it's 20 cents.
Is that it? Is that it? The Robin Hood and Ursula? No, he's so big though.
That's the wrong Robin Hood. That's the 20 cents Robin Hood. You're looking for the steel, the gray Robin Hood.
Poor lore. All right. Oh,
but the piglet. Hang on.
Foil piglet.
Foil piglet is okay. $3.
Okay.
But like I said, he's on the rise. He's showing up in more decks. More of the aggro decks.
All right, so how big is this big Robin Hood that we keep talking about?
He's not really big. He's a 5-drop, but he shifts for 3, which is the reason why he's crazy. He's a 3/6. He taps for 2 lore, but if you banish a character attacking with him, you gain 2 lore. So he also just does damage, kills stuff, gets lore, so you don't have to tap him to get your lore. He's Floodborn, so he triggers Bucky, which is also a big thing.
I don't know how to pronounce that, but we got a gyro sensor, a Little John, and then a foil Peter Pan.
Let me see Peter Pan.
Yeah, with him being foil,
he's not
maybe
played. Yeah, he's not played right now, but foil Peter Pan. Yeah, it's only 50 cents.
All right. Last pack.
All right, let's go. If you get a Robin Hood, practically between Robin Hood and Ursula, you'd pay for your box.
Magic Broom, Louis, another Gizmo suit, Neverland, Mr. Smee. Okay, I'll live with that. Peter Pan, Little Boy Leader, Tinkerbell, Very Clever Fairy. Okay.
Foil Rafiki. Foil Rafiki is $3.75.
Not bad.
Yeah, Peter Pan's cheap because he's also in the starter. I mean, you got a couple good foils. You got a bunch of great playables. I mean, your Smees are 50 cents a piece. They're needed in every steel deck. I saw some Churnbox followers, which are, $1 or so. You've got Churnbox followers is $1.30. You got a morph, which is a great card. You got 2 piglets.
Yeah, one of them foil.
Yeah.
I think we got 3. I think we ended up with 3 of the alternate Dalmatians, 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then of course
Jafar, you had Along Came Zeus.
The big prize.
Grandma Tala. Yeah, so you have a handful of cards in there that have value around them. And then, like I said, you've got a lot of playables. They're going to help you build decks, which will be good.
Very nice. All right.
We'll run the numbers, though.
Yeah, we'll run the numbers, throw them up on the screen in the VOD. And again, I feel pretty confident that the box is coked. And even if not, these cards do hold a little bit more value to me because they were fun to open. And I still need to build my collection. So I probably will be able to single out some rollies, though. I think I might be up to 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah. So and again, we'll have to see what it comes up in there. But like you said, you're building the collection out. You're gonna be able to build more decks and kind of start to either add to your starter decks or just completely build new decks and have some fun with it. And then we'll do more streams in the future where we're testing those decks out. So
yeah. All right. Real Pookie Duke good to see you out there in TV land. Welcome in, welcome in. Sorry I didn't say hi when you first popped into chat. We were just trying to get some B-roll footage for some YouTube content while I was opening up my packs here. So good to see you out there in TV land. Timmy Trogdor, good to see you come back out. Welcome in, welcome in. I've got to stand up a little bit. My back's hurting me because I was trying to get like a good angle there. Timmy, this was it was $98. $98 for a box. The box looked exactly like this one. But this one's going up on the shelf for a rainy day.
Yeah, the Trove was what he opened first, and the Trove is about $50. And then to your point, Timmy, in typical like Magic, the things that are in starter decks compared to the things that are in packs actually have different art, whereas in Lorcana, they're the same art. They may be foil, like there's 2 foils in every starter deck, but it's still the same art. You would, if you put them together, you wouldn't know which one came from a starter deck or not, which means makes them the same price. So that really usually just drives the price down unless it's a really good card like Madam Mim Fox, Merlin Rabbit, and Hiram. I think those 3 kind of have held their value. So
yeah, the only ones that they did the alternate art for was Deep Trouble, right?
Yeah, the Deep Trouble, and then of course like your Enchanteds. Those are the only real alternate arts.
Right, promos and stuff.
Yeah, and again, even with like as an example, some of them have reprints from other sets. So like Flounder shows up out of set 1 and some of the like set 2 decks, I believe, starter decks. It still has the numbering and everything from set 1. Still says EN1 or English 1 with a card number. So it's the same code and everything at the bottom. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see more of like the alternate art like we saw with Yinsid, Mickey, Piglet, and Mulan for the Deep Trouble. But yeah, it's all the same. I don't know, like that's the big question when it comes to like reprints in general, how they want to handle those. Because like in Magic, we get a lot of reprints and they have new art every single time. But I'm wondering, because they want to keep everything like simple, what that'll look like in Lorcana. Because I could imagine that being really confusing because you already have multiple Mauis or multiple whatever card. I can imagine having the same one with different arts would be really weird, because even the Deep Trouble ones, it's the same art. It's just a different border frame that's different. So, yeah. Yeah, that was the whole reprint set. But then you get more reprints just randomly throughout it. Like Liliana the Veil's been printed a couple times now in sets. And again, it just depends. If you change the art, it gets a little confusing. So like Tarmogoyf's been printed 7 or 8 times and the art's changed in every single card, but it's still the same card. And as a Magic player, it makes sense. But the fact that Tarmogoyf is always the same card, whereas this we have like 7 Snow Whites. So if you just reprinted one of the Snow Whites but changed the art, it may be real confusing to know that those 2 cards are the same card. But we'll see.
All right, there we go.
I think you just double sleeved it, right?
Yep. Yeah, we double sleeved. Just immediately go ahead and double sleeve the $20-something card.
Yeah, if you got, so like one other fun fact is the Peter Pan that you got, the Enchanted, if you pulled the Enchanted, it actually has a misprint on it.
Oh, wow.
It has like a parenthesis or something in the text that shouldn't be there. So like that's one to find. And then that Ursula, the type on the card, I think it says Dreamborn maybe, or it says Storyborn, one or the other. So it says Storyborn, but she's actually a Dreamborn. So technically she has a misprint on her that they've already errated after the fact. I know a lot of people went after her Enchanteds. So they're not gonna change it with new printings right now, but there is a chance if they ever do reprint her at some point, they may change it.
I see. But
so, nothing cares about Dreamborn right now, but
nothing cares
maybe
about
in the future.
Does anything care about Storyborn?
Not Storyborn that
It's
I
just
know of, but like
Floodborn?
Floodborn has a lot of triggers. So that one matters a lot with Bucky. And Blue Fairy maybe also lets you draw when you play a Floodborn. So there's a few cards out there. Look at you starting that collection off in your new box.
Well, I gotta catalog them on
Yeah.
TCG players, so keep them separate from the rest of them.
Yep.
Dude, we sleeved those like 970 cards, and I tried so hard to make sure that like I had cataloged and not cataloged separate, and that everything got 2 cards. I missed cataloging 2 cards, and I know that because they have to be a multiple of 12. The number of cards I have. So I'll find it eventually.
Yeah, so I went through, I know you've seen my drawers or whatever, but essentially I went through and made sure I had play sets of everything, and then I have one sleeve that has all my bulk. So anything that's above those 4 counts, that's non-rare and above. Anything rare and above is in a folder that I have back there. But did I show you the signed cards from the princesses?
Yeah, a couple of them.
I may have said that. Yeah.
A couple of them. I think you showed like one. You didn't show like your whole layout of them.
Oh. Yeah, I just my daughter came in yesterday or day before, and we bought her a binder. So we were putting all of her signed cards and or the ones she wants to get signed at the park into the folder. So we're gonna have fun next time we go up to Disney, so she can add to her collection. And then we got I ordered her like $15 worth of cards, and Kelly was like, why are you ordering more cards? I said, it's for her. It's just like, okay, I'll allow
it. There you go.
So now I just gotta be like, she needs Diablos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Oh, hang on.
All right. I'm trying to find a little something to fit right here to kind of hold the cards in place.
Do what?
I was just trying to find a little something right in here to keep from these tipping. I don't know if I've got anything.
Do you have empty dragon sleeve or whatever? Sleeve boxes?
There you go. Good call.
That's what I used in the back of my drawers. Yeah, we had to like reorganize her book. But like she enjoys it. So like she'll take one. And so we have like, this is the Ariel. I don't know what I'm saying. So she got Ariel to sign that one. And then we have 3 other Ariels. So instead of getting them all signed at once, she just wants to get one signed. So then we have to see Ariel multiple times.
There you go. She's smart about that. You got to also go multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, we go like every other weekend or every 3rd weekend. So
yeah, I guess that's
we're constantly up there.
The advantage of it being in your backyard, right?
Yeah, it's about an hour 20 to ride over there. And when you have annual passes, you don't feel bad leaving halfway through the day. So we go and like, we'll be there at rope drop, and then we leave at like 2:00. So yeah, it's just quite a few. That I was trying to just find like, what are my favorites. I would say that and Moana is probably my favorite, just because Moana has like a very unique stuff.
Yeah, it's like actually
it's about an hour 20 from Orlando. Yeah, I mean, the princesses have to learn
the princess handwriting,
the autograph because you know they are the real princess. So just so you know.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, so we have like Cinderella also has a very squiggly. But yeah, it's like an hour 20 to get to Orlando. If you go in the morning. If you leave at like 11 o'clock, it's probably 2 hours with traffic. But we're always there for rope drop. It's not that bad of a drive. I'm also from like Atlanta. We moved down here, I don't know, 5 years ago. Prior to that, we were in Atlanta, and like literally, it took you an hour to go 20 minutes down the road with traffic. So an hour drive doesn't bother me. But there's some days literally we get there at rope drop, we ride one ride, and then we're meeting princesses for 3 hours before we leave. 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I appreciate you inviting me on, man.
No,
crack some Lorcana cards.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, it definitely helps me because, you know, I learn a little bit about the cards I'm pulling, kind of get an understanding for them, and and also just fun to do. And I mean, most Lorcana content, especially considering there's not a digital client, is going to require 2 people anyway. Yeah. Unless I just sit here and play against Ursula for a while, which I might do that one day too. You know? Yeah,
we'll work on it. And like I said, I've got the video coming out tomorrow. I know we've talked about decks in the past, but definitely check the video out. Look at kind of those different decks. I'm gonna do some more breakdowns around some of those decks. The idea this month is to like have Prashant over, Brad over, or whatever, and like actually put these decks against each other so you can see, talk through the lines, all of that. And then maybe you can find a deck you feel like, hey, that feels like the Pokemon type deck, or that feels like whatever that I think I would enjoy. And then we'll work on getting that for you. And then when you come down for SnapCon, I've got extra cards, so we'll see what you're missing. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And we'll make it happen. So
hell yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know. I might end up bringing the quiver, or I might buy like the small quiver to bring that. It just depends on. I don't know. I'll think about it, but
yeah,
the more I think about it, the more I kind of want to bring maybe a deck box or 2 just to have a pre-made deck. But it all just depends on what fits in the bags, you know. So
yeah. No, I get it. And like I said, I've got all the starter decks. I've got literally the 4 top decks all put together right now too. So we'll have a deck to play with. We'll be able to play.
Yep.
But either way, and like I said, I've got a lot of bulk and extra cards, so we'll figure out based on some of these decks what you're missing, and if I've got it in the bulk, then when you come down, we'll get it to you. So
heck yeah. All right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was a lot of fun. You want to, if you want to hang out while I sleeve them, just got done sleeving so many cards, but that's okay. That's part of it. And honestly, I don't know about you, but there's something about just the action of going through and sleeving, very cathartic. I think that's the word for it. I don't fucking know. It's late. It's midnight. We're going to raid our Hickey. Let me see here. I got to do it, right? We've got to do it.
Lorcana is a shit ton of fun, but it's more fun when I get to do it live on Twitch.tv with your chat. Don't go anywhere, we got the credit screen coming up. Doesn't matter if you're following, chatting, subscribing, rating, or overall just being awesome. And you know you're awesome, chat. You're gonna show up in the credits because this is just as much your show as it is mine. It has been absolutely great hanging out with viewers like you. Good night, chat.